think you know what time it is. Vegan's best friend, hummus in the house. There are many ways people make hummus, but I will show you pretty much the only way, the classic way. I think we can talk about decorations, but we cannot talk or discuss ingredients. Now, the basis is the chickpeas, and in Arabic, hummus means chickpea. So these are chickpeas. I use those from a can because they're just easy to handle and much more easy to digest than if you were to soak them forever and then cook them. You can do this, but I feel that I don't see much difference. I've tried both, and really these are much more easily digestible. So we're first going to take these out, and then I will show you how to take the skins off. Must you take the skins off? I don't know. I used to not. Now I will try it without the skins today, and hopefully it will look just like the one in the restaurant. What else do you need? Definitely some tahini and a bit of olive oil. Garlic is a must. Lemon juice is a must. I've already rolled my lemon here to release the juices. And cumin, I would say, is optional. I always put a pinch in. And then I have some salt, of course, and for garnish, some sumac. Sumac is a sour-tasting berry that is ground into a spice. Let's get ready to roll. And what I forgot to tell you is that I like to serve my hummus with some pita chips. This is a whole grain pita bread. I'm going to cut it in strips or just break it apart, whichever you prefer, and roast it in the oven. I used to fry it in a bit of oil, I have to admit, when I was younger and could get away with sinful things like that, but now to have a healthier options, I just toast them in the oven. And then I would like to serve my hummus with a bit of Greek yogurt and some pine nuts on top. If you want to keep it vegan, use vegan yogurt or just omit the yogurt. First up, I'm going to rinse my chickpeas because we do not want this aquafaba anywhere near our hummus. It contains a lot of anti-nutrients that are very hard to digest and not good for your body, like phytic acid. So away with it now. And what I'm doing now is that I have put some really hot water onto my chickpeas, and I'm supposed to rub them, and then the skins hopefully will float to the top. You can also just boil your chickpeas on the stove really quick, but I like to keep my hands on the chickpeas just to keep control over what's happening. Rubbing them now, and hopefully a lot of the skins are going to come off. Now, if you have to pop each chickpea individually, I will admire your patience, but for most people, they just don't have the time. Indeed, a lot of the skins have come off and floated to the top. I'm going to pour off the water now. And the skins come off first. You can see it here. I think that's pretty successful for starters. And there we have the naked chickpeas. Wouldn't it be a nice nick for a blog, the naked chickpea? As you know, I'm all about passion, not about perfection. There may be some skins left on, but it's time to put those babies in the blender. All you need to do now is add the garlic. I'm making a double batch, so I'm using quite a lot of garlic. About 3 to 4 cloves, and the juice of this whole lemon, as well as some tahini. Now it's handy that I have my sieve ready here. Make sure you don't get any seeds in there. Time to add the tahini. Now this comes with a lot of oil. I usually try to keep it balanced. A little bit of oil and some tahini. I'm using about 5 tablespoons here. If you're lucky, you will get tahini, which is smoky by nature, but I've never really got one of those in Germany. This brand is about the closest it gets to smoky tahini. We may not even need a lot of olive oil because that will come on top anyway if you don't want to overdo it with the oils. There's a lot of oil in the tahini. And about, well, can't really say, some salt. A teaspoon would be too much, but maybe about a 3/4 of a teaspoon. Let's give this a mix, and then we can adjust all the seasonings as we go. Okay, I've been mixing and stirring and stirring and mixing, adjusting, adding a lot more tahini, some more lemon juice, and a bit of salt and more garlic. And now the consistency is a bit thicker than I usually have it, but I think this is just the way they serve it in the restaurant, and also will hold up the decoration better. Just a few more seconds. Now there's our hummus, as perfect as I personally can make it. It's rather on the thick side today. I want it like this so it will hold up the olive oil better. And first up, I will show you how to serve this a classic way, and this will also be vegan. Spread some of the hummus into your serving bowl. Oh, this actually works pretty well. Look at that. I never thought of this idea to do it like that. Okay, I lost some of the hummus, but yeah, okay. Otherwise, I would have used the back of a spoon or something like that to create some circles. And now you fill these circles with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Some people throw on some extra chickpeas. Looks kind of pretty. Never done it before, but yeah, looks like one of these games where you try to get the ball into the hole. And now, honestly, I put only a tiny bit of cumin into this hummus. I didn't want it to be overpowering. And now some sumac. Oh yeah, and this is starting to look like a restaurant dish. Of course, feel free to garnish with some extra stuff. I will get some in a minute. Now, these are the basics, and now I've added some stuff to the plate, like this pita bread and some homemade, it's not dukkha, it's za'atar. Za'atar is a mix of basically sesame with thyme and some other herbs in there, and spices, not herbs. I have some cilantro here and some pomegranate seeds. I think those are very pretty on top, especially in combination with the green from the cilantro. But these are optional things you can play around with. It's not classic, not that I know. And this is classic hummus. And in a second, I'll show you the way I serve mine. Here are my pita chips resting in the oven. I'm going to drizzle them with just a tiny bit of oil. Yeah, no, I'm cheating. As you can see, I've roasted my pita chips. I have to be careful not to burn myself. And they are super nice and crispy. See? Hear that? Okay. Now, just piling those in my bowl. I somehow came up with this about 10 years ago or so, and the kids and I have been loving it ever since. Now try to make a little mold for the hummus. Pile it in there. And now, as the Brits say, dollop on some Greek yogurt, using about 1 cup. This will make it extra rich and creamy. What a combination. The tart yogurt, the earthy hummus, and those crispy, healthy whole grain chips. And now, of course, some garnish. Can barely help myself from snacking here. Some chickpeas. The toasted pine nuts from the Moroccan salad. And why not put on some mint here as well. Have some left over. Drizzle on some of those pomegranate seeds. And what are you waiting for, right? The olive oil. Just the drizzle. And the sumac. And this is a delicious party starter or family starter. Super delicious, nutritious, very good for your body. No meat in there. Feel free to replace the yogurt with vegan yogurt. Yum, yum. So this is it, hummus in the classic way and in a vegetarian way, the way I serve it in my house with pita chips and yogurt. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Thank you so much for joining me and hope to see you again soon on Veggielicious. Bye bye, y'all.